Hello, good evening. Welcome to ITV News. This is Wednesday night's calendar.
Thank you very much for joining us. Here are tonight's main stories.
Storm aftermath. The Jamaican community in Yorkshire is rallying after the devastation caused by Storm Melissa in the Caribbean.
This is the most severe one for many, many years, but they've always, supported their relatives in Jamaica.
Tap water ban. The rural community where some homes have been warned not to drink even boiled water after contamination in the supply.
First class service. The poppy seller taking to the tracks to raise money for the Royal British Legion.
And the good times are back at Sheffield Wednesday as hundreds of fans get to meet their heroes at a signing at the club shop.
First tonight, Yorkshire's Caribbean community is rallying to support friends and relatives caught up in the record-breaking storm which has brought devastation across Jamaica.
The huge force of nature brought down buildings and homes, destroying the infrastructure of the island and wiping out communication. 3/4 of the island is without electricity.
Thousands of miles from Jamaica, those with family connections have told Calendar about their fears and their determination to help. Sally Patterson reports.
The flavours of home bringing much needed comfort to those who need it most. Staff at Dutch Pot have their hands full feeding Chapeltown customers, but their minds are elsewhere, with friends and family in Jamaica caught up in Hurricane Melissa.
I'm really worried about most of the people that haven't got much safety place to go to be honest. So that's mostly what I'm worrying about.
Kelly Brammer tells me her cousin's family has been in a hotel since Monday, but she hasn't heard from them since the hurricane hit.
Being this far away, do you feel a bit helpless as to...
I am. Yeah, I'm a bit helpless knowing that I can't just jump on a plane and go there and to say that I'm going to help, so...
Jesus Christ!
The Jamaican community here watched on as winds of terrifying speeds battered their hometown.
Jesus have mercy.
Roads became rivers and houses were ripped apart. Leeds' Caribbean community is proud and vibrant. Its carnival the biggest in Britain outside London. But today there's no celebrations. Instead, silence, as little power or phone signal in much of Jamaica means messages aren't coming through.
Jamaica may be thousands of miles from Chapeltown, but the ties run deep. Here today, there's a quiet anxiety as people wait for updates from friends and family saying that they're safe after Hurricane Melissa.
Yes.
As information trickles in, the community here is getting ready to send donations, as it's done after previous devastating hurricanes.
This is the most severe one for many, many years, but they've always, supported their relatives in Jamaica. So we're actually enlisting the aid of various churches, various other communities, so other islands, the ones that are not threatened, they're coming on board.
Barbecue or jerk?
While they wait for news on how they can best help, their focus is already on rebuilding together. Sally Patterson, ITV News, Leeds.
Yes, and of course we hope people here do actually manage to get in touch with their relatives very soon. Now, in other news tonight, Yorkshire Water has told people living in a small number of properties in North Yorkshire to avoid using tap water almost completely after tests confirmed the supply was contaminated.
The warning came after tests showed anomalies in the supply in certain Harrogate postcodes, with some homeowners being told they can't drink, cook or even clean their teeth. Fraser Maud reports.
Yorkshire Water are actually dealing with two issues which are separate but which are both happening in the same geographical area here in Nidderdale. It dates back to the 10th of October when routine water testing showed low levels of coliforms in the water. Coliforms are harmful bacteria which can include things such as E. coli. That meant that boil water advice was put in place for a number of properties. In the meantime, Yorkshire Water say they are making proactive steps. They're flushing the water system out, which is what's happening here behind me. They're doing testing in and around the area. They're fitting non-return valves where necessary, and they're testing private supplies. And during that process, Yorkshire Water has issued a statement which says these tests have identified elevated physiochemical anomalies in one area. In accordance with regulatory requirements and our internal procedures, we've advised customers in that area not to consume the water under any circumstances. This is known as issuing do not drink advice. Now, that advice has been issued to 34 properties. They have been informed directly, and Yorkshire Water are continuing their investigations to determine the source of that secondary issue. The company has apologised to customers for the inconvenience and say they are providing bottled water where necessary. All the affected properties, they say, have been notified, but if anyone is unsure as to whether or not they come under the boil water advice or do not drink advice, then they need to check the Yorkshire Water website. Fraser Maud, ITV News, Nidderdale.
Next, around 6,000 cars were stolen and recovered in Yorkshire last year, with thieves using increasingly sophisticated techniques to break into keyless vehicles before many are shipped abroad.
North Yorkshire Police has offered advice this month about protecting cars, including turning off wireless signals on your fob when it's not being used, to tackle what's being described as a national crisis. Chloe Oliver reports.
Stopping car crime in its tracks. Police intelligence officers break open the shipping container before it leaves the country. Inside, 3 Lexus cars, one suspended from the ceiling, all stolen in the last week and already being sent to the Middle East.
The criminals will try and sort of disable things like cars have got SOS systems and stuff like that. They'll try and disable that sort of thing to try and hide the identity of the vehicle, hide its location. So it's quite common to see things with the interior damage like this to try and get at the wiring and look for that sort of stuff.
And the contents of the second container isn't all as it seems. There are 2 stolen cars hidden from view.
What have we got here? So here we've got another Lexus. It's a Lexus RX 450. Same vehicle as we had before, but this is the older shape. This is not mentioned on the manifest anywhere. So for me, it's a bit of a sign of relief because I knew I was on the right track.
The National Vehicle Crime Intelligence Service is a policing unit that works with forces across Yorkshire and northern Lincolnshire, as well as industry experts, to disrupt crimes.
Well as what we found today in those shipments, this is what they've found in the last 2 weeks. Around £500,000 worth of cars and cloned motorcycles. 7 vehicles have already been removed here. There's engine parts, and there's also here hundreds of cloned number plates that they found over the last 2 years.
And this is where it all starts. Here, a brazen thief uses a relay device to steal a keyless car.
I found it very hard, the fact that they were so close to my door, you know, and it goes through your mind, you know, well, what if they were trying that door? It took me a while to feel safe again, and I was totally paranoid, constantly looking out the window. We worked hard to get that car, and it was my absolute dream car, and they just whipped that away.
These crimes are captured time and time again on CCTV. Criminals intercept a signal from a car key, then replicate the signal to open a car door.
There's been a rise in higher value vehicle thefts due to the ability for thieves to make use of new systems such as keyless entry to get access to these higher value vehicles. So we have a variety of guidance on this. We suggest putting it in a signal blocking pouch, the key fob itself, as well as potentially turning it off overnight. This will reduce the likelihood of those being used and involved in the theft.
Millions of pounds worth of stolen vehicles were intercepted in today's raid, organised by the intelligence service in their work to bring down organised crime groups. Chloe Oliver, ITV News.
Well, you're watching Wednesday night's calendar, and do stay with us because still to come on the programme tonight, going the extra mile, the poppy seller who who's hitting the train tracks for a mammoth journey.
And some lovely sunny spells across the region today. Blustery though, but as the winds ease and the skies clear, the temperatures are going to drop. A chilly night for our delicates tonight. All the detail a little later on.
Well, we mentioned it just there. The extraordinary lengths one Yorkshire veteran is going to raise thousands of pounds for the Poppy Appeal.
Well, it's 393 miles to be exact, because Dennis Scaife from Bridlington is travelling the entire length of the East Coast Main Line selling poppies to raise to rail passengers.
Well, actually, you can double that because he's doing it not once but twice, aiming to beat the incredible £15,000 he raised for the Royal British Legion last year. Michael Billington went to meet him as he started his journey at Retford Station this morning.
Dennis Scaife is a man who quite literally likes to go the extra mile. Today, alongside his wife Barbara, embarking on a poppy-selling marathon, travelling the length of the country by rail, selling poppies to passengers along the way.
You're a canny businessman, aren't you? Because you've got a captive audience.
Well, yes, people say to me, oh, I'm sorry, I've no change. So I immediately put the card machine under the nose.
This is the Northern Ireland veteran's 10th anniversary raising money for the Royal British Legion on board trains to London. But today, after arriving in the capital, he's heading north again, all the way to Edinburgh and back, in the hope of making more money than ever.
So what is it about this you love?
Everything about it. Last year I went to the London Armistice parade and the train manager recognised me and she said, would you like a first class seat, Dennis? So I said, would I? You know.
VIP treatment.
We raise millions each year and mine is just a small contribution to that Poppy Appeal. So the Poppy Express.
How's that?
Very, very nice. Yes, that's my favourite badge.
You must be incredibly proud of all the work that Dennis has done over the years.
Oh, I am, yeah. Last year we raised over £15,000 and I think we'll raise a bit more this year. So, yeah, it's very good.
Well, a very good morning, everybody, and welcome aboard this Hull train service, which today is the Poppy Express.
Once aboard, Dennis is a man on a mission.
We've got a card reader, or you can take cash.
He has got a captive audience, he's also got his train legs and he's got a good sales technique, but ultimately it's a great cause and he does it with his real heart in it. So I think, full admiration for what he's doing and his team of volunteers, and a man with real spirit for raising money.
That spirit born out of years of dedication to supporting his fellow veterans.
There's people with physical injuries who've lost their arms and their legs, and we can do so much for them with the money we raise. If you look at the campaigns, the Northern Ireland campaign, the Bosnia campaign, Iraq, Afghanistan and various others, there's just so many people could use our help.
Since the Poppy Appeal launched last week, Dennis has already raised more than £11,000, putting him well on track for a fantastic fundraising total. Michael Billington, ITV News, on the Poppy Express to King's Cross.
Yes, well done to Dennis.
£11,000 already. That's
Great.
Dedication.
And I was glad to see he had a card machine,
Yeah,
actually.
no getting away.
No,
he was whipped that out straight away.
Brilliant. Really good. Now then, the ITV Evening News continues at 6:30. Let's have a look at what's happening with Lucrezia Millarini.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, Jamaica declares a disaster after Hurricane Melissa ravages the island, inflicting widespread destruction and devastation. The sex offender Hadish Kibatu was given £500 to speed up his deportation from the UK, Downing Street confirms. And fans rallied to support Sheffield Wednesday amid hopes of a takeover bid after the club goes into administration. Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
Thank you very much, Lucrezia. And speaking of Sheffield Wednesday, we're going to be at Hillsborough shortly. But before that, the rest of the day's sport.
Powering local sport in the community. Octopus Energy sponsors ITV Regional Sports Report.
So first then, some action from last night, and Bradford City are now second in League One after their goalless draw with Lincoln. Mansfield are now unbeaten in 5 games after seeing off Plymouth. Jordan Bowery's late goal sealed the 3 points for the Stags in a 2-0 win.
Well, what a week it's been for Sheffield Wednesday. Placed in administration last Friday and deducted 12 points. Fans who opposed the former owner's tenure and boycotted games flocked back into the stadium for Saturday's game against Oxford.
Yes, although the game didn't go the Owls' way, it did feel like a new start for the club, even though they're rooted to the bottom of the Championship. And that new start went further today, with fans invited to the training ground and also to a meet-up with the players.
Arif Ahmed is in one of the busiest club shops in the league, and the tills haven't stopped ringing there, have they, Arif?
No, it's been unbelievable. Ian, typical, you would join me as it quietens down as we get ready to close up for the night. The tills are being counted, the shelves are being restocked as fans have ended their boycott and have returned to the shop to buy the merchandise, to buy the shirts, to help the club's coffers. As a thank you, the players put on an open training session this morning on the Hillsborough pitch. That was attended by about 1,500 supporters, and there was a signing session here in the shop earlier this afternoon that was equally well attended. And fans have been telling me throughout the day that almost overnight the feeling here has changed dramatically.
Looking around us, it's magical, isn't it? I mean, who would have thought it, a club going into administration and everybody's pleased about it? How crazy is that? But it's absolutely brilliant.
Everything's changed. You see, people are happy, people are embracing it, people are wanting to... I've come getting a shirt, I'm breathing in a lot to try and fit into a match-worn top that I can get, that I'll probably never wear, but it's just something to have and something to remember the time when everyone felt good.
So plenty of good feeling amongst the fans, Arif. What about among the squad?
Yeah, it's really picked up, Lisa. They've been a really difficult season for them on and off the pitch, not knowing if or when they'd get paid, and now they've been hit with this 12-point deduction for entering administration. The players have told me it's almost bonded them closer together, and striker Jamal Lowe told me earlier on that he had the opportunity to leave. Some players did, but he felt he had unfinished business here at Sheffield Wednesday.
It's been hard. It's been hard for everyone. I feel like the uncertainty is probably one of the hardest things to deal with. On a human level, like just not knowing what's going on ever. Like there's not much communication coming from above, and just coming in every day and seeing your colleagues, your workmates, your friends, other members of staff that are all going through the same drama. Everyone's got the same issues.
When times were at the hardest, did you ever consider walking away?
Honestly, there was times. I'm sure everyone will say they thought about walking away, but for me, I just felt in my Sheffield Wednesday career it was too soon for me to walk away. I'm not fully satisfied with what I've done in the Sheffield Wednesday shirt as of yet. So when I leave, whenever that may be, we can look back and say, you know what, he done well for Sheffield Wednesday. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's my understanding that £250,000 has been spent in the club shop since the club went into administration on Friday. The next home game a week on Wednesday is expecting another bumper crowd as tickets have been reduced there. So if you are a prospective buyer looking at Sheffield Wednesday, well, day by day, this club is looking more and more attractive.
OK, Arif, with plenty of positivity at Hillsborough. Thank you.
Well, I don't know about you, Lisa, but how are you coping with the darker nights?
I don't mind it. It's quite nice to get cosy.
Yeah? Yeah, what do you think, Kerry?
Well, you get used to them, don't you? It's no fun for me, but at least all of my meteorological stuff is all up to date, because obviously when in the summer months you have to sort of go back one hour. So for that reason, it's good news that we're all back on track.
But we have had some sunshine, haven't we?
Yeah, we have today. It's been a bit of a northwest-southeast bit. There was a bit of a lingering cloud in the southeast, but a lovely shot here from Bill of Kipax. Everything looking really nice in the autumn sunshine, and less gusty and blustery out towards the coast, because of course we've got our winds coming in from southwesterly direction, so not quite as raw out towards the coast, and actually seeing some of the better sunny spells out towards the coast yesterday and today, and actually over the next 2 days not too bad at all. But we've got colder and clearer conditions overnight tonight. You know what that means? Colder conditions as well, frost, and of course we'll be able to see the stars, and something in the night sky that hasn't been seen for over, wait for it, 1,350 years, and won't be seen again until, wait for it, The year 3125 is this. C/2025A6, otherwise known as Comet Lemon. It's named after the Mount Lemon survey. Basically, it was seen in their images earlier on in the year in January. And this is what you need to do tonight. An hour after sunset, but not until the calendar is finished. Look to the west, find the star Arcturus, I think I pronounced that right, then look to the northwest for Comet Lemon, and for a couple of hours until around 8 o'clock you should be able to see it in the night sky, even with your peepers, because it's 400 times brighter than initial expectations. But it can be observed not just with the naked eye, but with of course telescope, or if you've got some binoculars. Very good news. So a big thank you for your shots. This is from Sonia in Sheffield. So yeah, if you're a keen astronomer, that's what you need to do tonight.
Yeah,
if you're not a keen astronomer, but you're looking forward to Halloween, I'll get my words out eventually. Look at this from the Dogs Trust. Pooches that need homes with pumpkins. This is Jupiter, and this is Lilo. Oh my goodness, just too cute.
And so aptly named, Jupiter.
Absolutely.
Given what we've been talking about. Yeah. Full forecast coming up, Kerry.
Of course.
Thank you. Now, finally, while the hospitality industry is facing unprecedented financial pressures right now, one venue in our region does have a reason to raise a glass.
Yes, less than 6 months ago, after reopening, a pub in Leeds has been given the top spot in the Good Food Guide's top 100 pubs, a nationwide list compiled from nominations and guide inspections.
Well, we've sent John Hill on a 10-minute trek from our studio to the Highland Laddie.
What is it they say? It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Well, yes, here we are outside the Highland Laddie. Now, every pub has a story to tell, and this place is no different. It's first opened in 1925, so a century. It's seen off some landlords, it's seen off some chancellors of the Exchequer since then, but now it's been voted the best in the country. Let's go and have a listen and a look, because there is a hubbub inside this pub, as you see the roaring fire in that side, and then if you swing round, heaving bar in this side, but pleasantly so. And the award has been, as we heard, issued by the Good Food Guide. So in part, top pub in the country because of its food. Well, let's talk to co-owner Sam Pull. And Sam, congratulations first of all.
Thank you very much.
You must be delighted.
We are. We're ecstatic, to be honest. It's been an amazing thing to accolade, especially for Leeds.
And, well, here's the thing. You've only been open, what, 7 months, 6 months?
Yeah, only 6 months. We opened end of April. After 4 months of renovation, and yeah, we got this amazing accolade.
You used to drink in here. This was one of your locals when you used to work locally. So when it came up, you thought, here's an opportunity.
Yeah, I've always been part of pub culture's been very much part of my life, and this used to be a great little boozer, especially when I worked at Yorkshire Post in my 20s, early 20s, and we used to come in here and have a lunchtime pint and stuff, and I thought that place needs bringing back. So
now, in part, obviously, because it's a Good Food Guide, it's an award for your food, but you're not a gastropub. You're saying that, are you?
No, I think the term gastropub's outdated, to be honest. We always say we're a drinkers' pub with a dining room. So yes, you can come here and have an exceptional meal, but essentially, as you see behind us, we're a pub for the community and a pub for the people.
Now, as chance would have it, your local MP is also the Chancellor of the Exchequer, and she's got quite a big date next month, hasn't she, the budget? And, 8 pubs each week close. In a nutshell, what would you say to Rachel Reeves?
To be honest, if she could cut the VAT for hospitality, and that's not just pubs, that's everybody, that would be fantastic.
Sam, let's see if she's listening and watching Canada tonight. So all from the Highland Laddie, Ms Reeves, are you listening?
Well, quite possibly she is. Maybe
she'll
be
taking
some tips from that.
Every night, I'm sure. Just before the weather, fancy your own theme park, never mind a pub. Well, if you've got a spare £3 million, well, Lightwater Valley near Ripon is up for grabs. All 180 acres of it, and once home to the longest roller coaster in the world.
£3 million, it's a bargain. Is the weather going to be up and down? Here's Kerry.
Today's forecast: seafood and sugar cube towns. TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Yes, blustery once more today, but not as windy as yesterday, and a bit more in the way of sunshine nudging in from the northwest. Not without our showers though, and they do stay in the forecast over the next few days, but drier, clearer, colder overnight tonight and then starting to feel milder from the south over the next couple of days, certainly by the time we reach Friday. So that chilly start tomorrow. It's not really until after dark this system comes through with a wet and windy spell, but behind it that warmer air from the south, but with strong winds and the risk on Friday, yes, some sunshine, but also the risk of some heavy and potentially thundery showers. In the meantime, over the next few hours, still some showers in the mix, a few heavy ones, particularly over the Dales and the Pennines initially, but it becomes drier, clearer and calmer overnight, and that will allow for some rogue mist and fog patches in the vales and valleys and those temperatures to dip. In shelter, we're looking at 1 or 2 Celsius, definitely cold enough for a touch of frost as we head towards dawn. So a chilly start tomorrow, 7:02 and 4:37 are your sun times, but a dry start, a bright start. Morning mist and fog lifts, and after that chilly start, a decent amount of sunshine first thing, but by lunchtime the high cloud will have pushed in from the west, so a cloudier afternoon, mostly dry, starting to import that southerly air, highs of around 12 Celsius, but you can see behind me waiting in the wings a wet and windy spell, and that will push through, although fragment and become more showery as we head through the overnight period into early Friday. Friday starts off dry and bright, but with some sunshine and showers, a milder blustery day. Some of those showers could be heavy and thundery.
TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
There you go, and whether it's poochers and pumpkins or comets or yarn bombers, I'm after your photos as always. weatherphotos@itv.com.
Do send them in. The more Halloweeny, the better.
Exactly, scary stuff. That's it. We're back again, of course, with our late news, and we'll see you tomorrow at 6. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.